Oninaki is Square Enix's latest game on the Nintendo Switch, and it's the third game from Tokyo RPG Factory after I Am Setsuna and Lost Sphear. This time around, they decided to ditch the traditional turn-based combat for a more heavy action real-time combat system. You play as Kagachi, a watcher who's something of a spiritual warrior between the world of the living and the spirit realm. Reincarnation plays a huge role in this world society, so it's a watcher's job to guide the lost souls into the right path, as any regrets or wavering emotional conflict can keep them stagnating on the other side of the veil, potentially leading to these poor souls into transforming into unrecognizable creatures where only death can spare them. It's an interesting premise that throughout his playthrough will be touched upon several times in many story beats, ultimately culminating into a rather eye-opening ending with some interesting tones. Throughout Kagachi's story, you'll come across demons, which are in essence lost souls in the spirit realm that will help you throughout your adventure, allowing you to use different weapons as you shift your playstyle completely. Each demon has their own skill tree and skills, and no two play alike. They have their own backstory with fully voiced cutscenes. Some of these are so tragic that I felt compelled to keep them in my 4 demon rotation throughout my entire adventure. Combat is pretty straightforward. You have one basic set of attacks for every weapon and up to 4 skills available at any one time for each demon, and depending upon your currently equipped demon, either a dash, dodge, jump, or a protect option to mix things up. It never gets overtly complex or deep to weigh it down, but it's also so basic that at times it feels repetitive. Combined with dungeons having basic color swaps as enemies throughout most of your playthrough and a rather uninspiring set of locations, it ultimately feels a bit dull. I'm not saying that it should be flashy, but once you've cleared a dungeon in the alive world and it asks you to shift into the spirit world and do it all over again, it becomes a bit monotonous. There's an upgrade system for weapons as well as shard stones that can be equipped into any weapon to give them a light passive buff. I honestly used this once in the tutorial and never bothered with it again since I kept finding weapons that were much better in every dungeon. Oninaki is not a bad game, but it's also not a great game. The premise telegraphs a lot of its punches, but it does have a satisfying ending. The problem is that it's dragged down by a simplistic combat system in a world that honestly needs more life. It also didn't help that the voice acting is really limited and it's only in Japanese. Rio Gaming gives Oninaki a 7 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. See ya!